Hello there, Jinkies friends. I'm Orlando, a Jinkies ambassador and also guide, so let me guide you through the contemplation of the 21st Jinky. Last week I did a contemplation on the 17th Jinky, and this week I'm doing the 21st, in the same style. So how am I doing this? I need two elements. The first element is a theme. The theme is very important because it really helps me get deeper into the contemplation, into the Jinky. And the second element is a chink that helps us by showing us the underlying code of each hexagram of each jinky, and also some secrets. And the 21st hexagram has a really nice secret that I'm going to show you very soon. So, the 21st jinky, Shadow of Control, Gift of Authority, and CD of Valor. First things first, this isn't a collective jinky. This isn't an individual jinky. This is a tribal jinky. Why am I saying this? Because we have been using this jinky to really help us at societal level. Not really help us, we've been using the 21st jinky to rip people off, to bleed people dry of resources. Because if we look to the human design side, the 21st gate is the gate of the hunter. That the hunter, gets the resources for the tribe, resources that are needed to feed the tribe. So the tribe will be nourished by those resources. And also we have the 45th gate, or the 45th jinky, that is the one that distributes those resources. So how we've been using this jinky and also the 45th in the last thousands of years. So we had kings, people of authority. The kings said they are from God or from divinity. They are put to rule over the people. People in positions of authority, people in positions of power. But those kings, can't really get the resources by themselves, so they need other people. So they put nobility. They put nobility and they give land to those people, the nobles. They give land and they say, okay, I'm giving you this land. You have some people on this land. You have to get taxes and resources from them, so you will give it to me. You keep yourself, something, but the rest you give to me because I need all these resources, to rule the country. Of course, the kings needed those resources mostly for wars or for projects, like building palaces and stuff like that. But to for the nobility to get those taxes, those resources from the people, they really had to exert control over them. So for the last thousands of years, we have been in the cycle of positions of people in positions of authority that exert control on the ordinary people and gets their resources, and then the people in positions of authority use those resources for stuff that really don't nourish the ordinary people. And this is because the 21st, as I said, is a tribal jinky. The hunter has to be from the tribe, from the community. If the hunter is appointed by the king, and it isn't from that community, and the role of the noble is just to bleed dry the people, to rule over the people there in the land, then what will happen in 2, 3, 4, 10 generations, 100 generations? What will happen to those communities? Those communities will be nourished, so they will thrive, or they will disappear? So what has happened in history is the communities were destroyed by these kinds of actions. And also we are not really having a very good relationship with people in positions of authority. No, because this is genetical, I think. We have inherited the information from our ancestors. If our ancestors weren't nobility, because if they were nobility, we inherited other stuff. You know, this control that is really not very good for communities worldwide. So for people to thrive, for people to get nourished, you really have to have inside the community hunters and also people that distribute the resources where they are needed. We are really, kidding ourselves when we say, okay, we appoint a president or we appoint a prime minister, and that prime minister will rule over us and really help us get nourished. I think this is madness. No, we have destroyed the community that nourishes us, and we can see this nourishment in the tribes we have in the world right now. No, and mostly in the tribes that are isolated. No, and they thrived. The resources didn't leave the community, but were used inside of the community to produce safety, and freedom, of course, and also, to um, uh, the people there, to feel that they belong because they are fed, because they are nourished, because they have a role in that tribe. So this is why I think we really have to relearn how to use this gene key and to get to the gift of authority. And for that, let me show you the theme. The theme is the path to cohesion. So we can get to cohesion by, exerting control. As I said earlier, we put some people in positions of power and they put strict laws. We have parliament, and the parliament, what does it do? Laws. Laws and laws and laws and control and taxes and stuff like that. This is a path. And we get something as a result that looks like cohesion, but really isn't cohesion. We are just kidding ourselves. Because if we don't have strong communities and we don't have people that are nourished, and if the society is filled with people that aren't nourished, of course the society will be full of conflicts. And the people would not get along, and there will be lots of fragmentation and separation inside the community. So this is a path to cohesion. And the other path to cohesion is by being involved in community, serving the others, as Richard Rudd says, to be in service of the whole. But first we have to be in service of the human beings that are around us, and build communities. We can't really build communities like in the past. The times are changing. 2027 is coming, and the energy is shifting. So now I think we are invited to to not build communities because we have to, but build communities because of resonance. To let the communities build themselves. So the cohesion will appear in a natural way, in an organic way, not in a forced way like we are doing right now. With all this, control, with all these strict laws and all this, taxes and stuff like that. The people are bled dry, and of course they are nourished. So we can't really control the other people and make them build a community with us. Let's say we are living in a city or maybe in a suburb, and we have neighbors around us. We can't really control those neighbors to be to collaborate with us, to be in cohesion with us. The cohesion will come by itself when we get involved with them. And if there is a resonance there, the involvement will come naturally, organically. So the community will build itself up. But if there is no resonance, because lots of people, move into a community, but they aren't really interested in the people that are around them in that community, but are interested in the house or the land or stuff like that. But they'll have to live next to other people, and this is because we have been taught to leave our community and to start over in another place. And it isn't really helping us. We can see this. The people that are living longer, even if they don't have the best diet, these are the people that have a strong sense of community left. They live in countries or cultures where community is still important. Yeah, and they are really showing us a way, and the cohesion that is there. But we won't be able to build this type of cohesion, I think, in the future. Because as I said before, we can't really control stuff anymore, and the energy will be more individual, from 2027 on. So the cohesion will have to be organically made. So to get even deeper into the 21st, let me show you the hexagram. It is called biting through, or the 21st hexagram. And the question that naturally arises from this biting through is, what are you chewing right now? What are you digesting right now? And let me show you the secret of the 21st hexagram. It is the fourth line here. This is the object that is chewed. This is the mouth, the lower lip, the upper lip, and this is the open mouth, and there is something that is being chewed by the mouth. This is the imagery of the 21st hexagram. And the fourth line is about community. So what we are meant to do with the 21st gene key is really chew, really digest the things that are separating us from community. Because if we are chewing things that aren't really important, like we are doing with this economical system, with this financial system, with these deficits, and with these GDPs and words or abbreviations that we use, KPIs and stuff like that. We aren't chewing things that are really important, so they will so we'll be nourished after that. We are chewing things that really aren't food. It's like we're chewing wood instead of plants or meat or whatever we eat. Yeah. The lower trigram is a trigram of thunder, and the lower trigram is something that we can control in our lives. The upper trigram we really can't control. It's like a result of the interaction between us and the exterior world. So this is why the upper trigram is showing us how the exterior is impacted also. Now, of course, our interior, but also the exterior. So if we are chewing stuff that isn't really important for us, we are losing community because we are destroying it. The fire, the upper trigram of fire can be used to purify, but also to destroy. The fire can destroy, like trees, but also like a town. So if we are not being careful, and we are living a life where community isn't important, we are destroying a way of life that is meant to nourish us, and so we'll get malnourished. And society is full of people that are malnourished, not food wise, but heart wise. We don't have security, really security, because of community. We don't have belonging. you know Maybe there are communities, of course there are communities in the world, yes, but this isn't the way of living that is promoted by authority authority figures. So if we use the lower trigram to help us, this is an impulse. The thunder is about awakening, is about lucidity, is about connecting to our hearts, but also it's an inner impulse. So the impulse is there. So we have the impulse to destroy, thunder, fire, on the shadow side, or the impulse to purify, to get together again. The trigram of fire is really meant to get us together, to burn everything that isn't useful, like wounds, like trauma, like stuff like racism and stuff like that. So uh, is the impulse to burn away what isn't useful for us and what isn't connecting us, getting us to cohesion. So if we do this, if we purify what isn't useful for us, we get into resonance, we get into cohesion. So this is the path to cohesion. This is the path to authority that I've been contemplating in the last days, and I'm showing also to you. And this is how we get to the gift of authority and to the CD of valor. We need courage. No, we need courage, and we need courage to be in service. The gift of authority is meant to be used in the community, for the community. So if someone gets a resource, like if someone hunts, let's get into a tribal setting. There are hunters there, so maybe not all the hunters will hunt that day and will get an animal. So one of the hunters gets the only animal. No. What happens if that hunter says, "Hey, I hunted this. This is my animal. Go, and do whatever you want. I'm going to eat this." What happens when that person does a thing like that? And that person, that hunter, doesn't realize that by doing this, even if that person will eat the animal, it will not be nourished, because the nourishment comes from the protection of the tribe, comes from the belonging, comes from being taken care of. Yeah, what we are doing with old people, in the world, we are putting them in asylums. Now, we're not taking care of them. Okay, sometimes when they are ill, maybe they have a mental disease, sometimes it is useful. But other times, we don't have the community, to take care of them. We don't have the people. So what we are doing will we get them away from us, and we put them in homes, not asylums. I think it's not the right word I've been using. Yeah. So the authority has the courage to let go of the resource. No, and I think this is the simplest way I can I can explain the gift of authority. No, has the courage to let go of the resource to get what that person really needs. No, and be nourished by this act of service. No, and also the other people will not take the animal and eat all the animal. Of course, they will give some to the hunter. This is community. This is togetherness. So we have to bite through all of the conditioning, all of the programming, all that is telling us, get rich, control other people, stuff like that. Exert control, bleed them dry, live good, Be very rich, because this gets us malnourished. And what I think we have to relearn is how to give up the resources to get what we really, really, really need. This is the valor. This is the ultimate courage. To let go of excess, to let go of survival mode, and get into together mode. Hope it helped. This contemplation. You can find more about me on my new website, orlandostoicescu.com. You'll see it around here, and also on my YouTube channel. So thank you for listening to this. If you have things to add, please do.